the various platforms. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another stream with me, Hydra. We're going to be doing some event table creation today. I'm actually looking forward to it because I'm learning with event tables. I've definitely made good things and bad things in the past, so let's start off with my criteria for a good event table. And I think the basic one within Warhammer Fantasy here is a very good place to start. Now, the reason I like it, the Endeavour events here, is they can be things that you do. They can be things that you don't do. They can be things that add fluff, and they can be things that you ignore. And it isn't something that will necessarily derail the session unless the GM wants it to. So it can be something that's quickly passed off as an in-between event. Or maybe if it sparks interest and seems like a cool idea, it could become a major narrative thing. So I like it to sort of build a bit of the world. And what I've done is I've got myself a horrible histories book, and I'm going to be dabbling into that a little bit. And we're going to see if we can get some cool ideas. So what we'll do, I'll just make sure we're public. There we go. Got some likes already. 2 likes, ladies and gentlemen. Also, hello Dewey, hello Philip. Hope you guys are doing good. Welcome on into the chat. Hopefully everything is working. Are we working on Twitch? I'm sure we are. What we're going to do is we're just going to get started. Now, I'm going to load up my horrible histories. I've basically, I can't show you all of this because, you know, copyright. I've just copied the book here. A bunch of interesting facts that I thought were pretty damn cool. So what I'm going to do is take a bunch of these and add them in. What I'll do though, just so it kind of event, is I'll shove something on here so you can see it, and then I'll paste it into here. So event number 1 is a butcher sold you some meat by candlelight. Where's the E? There we go. Got to spell candlelight correctly. Though technically illegal, they promised the goods were of fine quality. Unfortunately, they were not. The pig was found within a ditch. The meat rotten. Please pass a let's make this average endurance check, or suffer from a fever next session. Ta-da! There we go. And we can look up the rules for fever. I think, can you rat fever? I mean, we can just place this in here. It's not technically the same thing, but that'll do. Right, so that's a nice simple one. That'll not be for the party, just for the individual. Okay, who can afford meat in the party? Well, so for pork, probably a few, but I tell you what, let's not actually load up rat fever. Let's just go with you have a fever, because rat fever is a different thing and comes with a multitude of symptoms and can develop into something worse. So I was doing a little bit of reading and I thought this was really interesting, but I found that it was very rare for a noble to ever eat pork because it was so easy to obtain. It was just seen as sort of not the done thing. Right, okay. So we're going to do another culinary one. A passing trader selling exotic foods within your town offers you 2 thrushes for a penny. For a single penny. There we go. Should they not be to your liking? There is also sheep's feet. There we go. Sheep's feet, lamb's feet. Sheep's feet on offer. Trader selling, it's more like takeaway foods. Takeaway foods. Passing trader selling takeaway foods within your... passing trader with a foods cart passes through your town. They offer 2 thrushes for a single penny, or sheep's feet for 2 pennies. There we go. And what we're going to do for that is they should keep for your next session. Nice and simple. You can just buy a little bit of takeaway food to add, fluff-wise. Update. Nicely done. Something that just adds a little bit of fluff, nothing too bad. Right. Many towns check the quality of bread and punish bakers who try to cheat. Some were found guilty of adding sand to loaves. And in one disgusting case, a loaf contained cobwebs. Oh, there you go. So what we'll probably do is one of the shipments of grain that came into this town is said to be said to have sawdust added to it. Though no one falls ill, there is a there is a rather unpleasant effect on one's constitution. Let's have a... Please pass an easy endurance test. We'll do this as an easy one. Right. Please pass an easy endurance test, or what we're going to have here. Gain the galloping trots. Or suffer from 1 point of fatigue next session as your grumbling stomach weighs heavily upon you. Does it weigh heavily upon you? I don't know. That's kind of crap English, I know. I'm not a writer. Yeah, would you please roll me a test to see if I balk your character? I know, right? That's so polite. So polite. Much wows. Right, let's just move this over so I can see a bit better. There we go. Lovely jubbly. As your grumbling stomach is difficult to... as your stomach grumbles like a bear. There we go. Doink. Update. Job done. We've got some more coming. I've got loads here. Let's have a look. Servants were forbidden to wear hanging sleeves. Why was that? This is partly because lords hated their servants to look too grand, and partly because long sleeves dropped into the soup as they served it. Okay, that's just a random piece of trivia. If you went to a tavern for a mug of ale, and you could have half cap, angel's food, or dragon milk, or mad dog ale. That had a bit too much bite to it. These were probably safer than Eleanor Rummying's ale. She allowed her hens to roost over the brewing vats. Their droppings fell into the ale, and old Eleanor just stirred them in before she sold it. Oh! Oh, okay. And that could just be on the gossip table, I guess. It's kind of a nice one, though. It's pretty rough. Let's see what others we've got here. Parents paid little attention to children until they were 5 or 6. After all, they were probably going to die anyway. Only 1 child in 3 lived past their first birthday. Ah, here's a nice one. A local child has just had their first birthday, and the parents have decided to give it a name. Finally, give it a name. Having heard of your deeds around town, they named the child after you. There you go, that's a nice one. That's a nice one. There we go, I like that. I like that. Update that. That's just nice, isn't it? That's just nice. Hey, Mac, how's it going? Why is Mac not showing up in here? Ah, there you are. You are showing up, Mac. I lied. You are showing up. Right, what else are we doing? Okay. Parents of Middle Ages have been measly, but at least there were small improvements on Anglo-Saxon parents. Many of the Anglo-Saxon parents believed that a child born on a Friday would have a miserable life, so they spared them the unhappiness by killing them when they were born. Others tested the new baby by putting it into a dangerous place, a rooftop or a tree branch, for example. If it cried, it was a wimp and was killed. If it laughed, it lived. And if it laughed so hard it fell out the tree, it died anyway. Wow. Okay, cool. Okay, while wandering the outskirts of, well, wherever you are, location, you stumble across a crying baby within a branch, within a tree branch. Stumble across a crying baby up within a branch of a tree. It is wrapped in a cloth and difficult to make out any features. If you can pass a +20, if you can pass an average, okay, an average athletics test, then you may save the young'un. Otherwise, you may need to go get help. Okay. Yeah. Yep. That's it, Philip. Like, times are rough. Okay, so basically this is, you can try and return a child to someone and they'll be like, but we put them in the tree. Okay. Presumably the child was... Okay, we'll put... Presumably the child was unwanted. Shall we give them a blessing if they do it? No, that's too nice. That's too nice. Okay, that's so grim, but... I mean, it is also just how the world worked back then, so... what else do we have here? Okay. What else do we have? If you went to a tavern from Mug of Ale. Nope, we've done that one. Okay, we've done that one. I've got a load more. Peasants ate bacon because it was easy to kill, and salt a pig every single winter. They ate vegetables because they could grow those themselves. As a result, most noblemen would never be seen eating bacon or vegetables. Makes sense. Henry VIII is famous for his terrible Tudor feasts, but in 1467 there were feasts just as fattening as those. Richard, Earl of Warwick, threw a party to celebrate his brother becoming Archbishop of York. 60 cooks prepared 104 oxen, 2,000 pigs, 1,000 sheep, and 13,000 sweet dishes. In case this made the feasters thirsty, there were 300 large barrels of ale and casks of wine. Right, here's a nice simple one. One of the local lords is holding a feast. A mighty feast. Those of the gold, should we say silver 4? Silver 2 class and above may attend. Being cooked is, let's spell cooked right. Being cooked are, there will be 60 chefs. We'll put them down as cooks. Tending to the guests. And there is said to be 104 oxen. 104 oxen. What else should we put? And 2,000. Let's put 200 pigs. And 1,000 sweet dishes. Along with 300 barrels of ale to wash it down. Those wishing to attend may... Hey, Mr. Lopez, how's it going, bud? Right, what have we got here? Let's turn this off. Let me just load up Nightbot quickly. Streamlabs. Come on, Streamlabs. Dashboard. I'm turning this goddamn thing off. Go to dashboard. I just want to go to the dashboard. Go to Cloudbot and bop it on the head. Is this a poll? It never ended. Close poll. There we go. Hey, there we go. All done. Right, back to it. Right, back to it. Okay. No more voting. Yeah, no more voting. No more voting. Those wishing to attend may indulge and perhaps even gain may make a new friend. Those wishing to attend may make a new friend or ally chosen by the GM. However, the hangover will endure for the following session. And what will that have? I think it's just -10 to all tests. 1 drunk condition. There we go. 1 drunk condition, so it's basically -10 to a few different stats. Okay. Let's have a look here. Let's have a look. So if we bring out Lazarus, pop him there. Oh, good lord. Gonna have to zoom in on poor little Lazarus. Come on, Lazarus, fly, fly. I think stunned, unconscious, grappling, undefined, surprised, blind, deafened. It's not poisoned. Fear, prone, broken. Is there no drunk one? No, there should be, right? Okay. Or should we just put it down as a fatigued condition? One fatigued condition. There we go. Chosen by the GM. Chosen by the GM. Shall we let the players choose what ally they meet? Because it's a massive banquet, right? Should Should we have that? Yeah, go on, let's do it. The players can basically choose to meet one. To meet someone that they've wanted to meet for a while. And that makes sense. Agreed by the GM. We'll put agreed by the GM like it has to friend or ally of the same social standing. There you go. Agreed by the GM. That makes sense. That makes more sense. That way you're not going to meet like the Prince of York or whatever. Okay. That's better. So we're on to 208. Update that. Okay, good. We're getting there. Hey, One Blade Shy. What am I doing? I'm creating I'm expanding on our event table because... Oh, it's so windy outside. Basically, the last one didn't have enough stuff on it, so we kept rolling the same thing again and again and again and again. So we have 5 rolls on it every single week. And despite the fact there were over 70 results, we kept seeing the same ones pop up. So what I'm trying to do is basically double what we've got. What's Warhammer like? Since you see it on Steam a lot, but just found out it was also a tabletop. Right, well, Warhammer... Assuming you mean Warhammer Fantasy, there's also a 40,000 setting, which is like the year 40,000. So that's very grim, dystopian future. Not so dystopian, in fact. Warhammer Fantasy, you could kind of think of it as a traditional mythological fantasy setting, akin to, similar to Tolkien. It's not the same, but it's similar. You've got orcs, you've got goblins, you've got elves, you've got kings, you've got lords. So in our little roleplay campaign here that we're doing, our guys have just taken a town, and that is the town of Tarm. One of our players is now the Lord of Tarm, which is very, very exciting. And so now I've made a bit of a political map within Reichland, which is their current province, to see... well, what's going to happen? So now we're padding out an event table to see what god-awful things will happen, basically. Servants are forbidden to wear low-hanging sleeves. We've already had that one. On to the next ones. A milkmaid sat on a 3-legged stool. Okay, what? Measly men bowled a ball at her like skittles while she tried to dodge. If they hit her, then they got a prize, but beware, the prizes were not gold medals. They were cakes or kisses. Nice. That's nice. Okay. One of the local barmaids challenges you to a game of stool ball. She sits on a 3-legged stool and challenges you to hit her with a ball. If you can... pass an opposed what are we going to do? Just ballistic skill. BS versus dodge. Ranged thrown. Ranged throw versus her dodge. Then you will either get a cake or a kiss. That's just nice. That's just nice. There we go. That's just lovely. That's just wholesome as well. Right. So we've got ice jousting. That's too seasonal. Okay, children from rich families were cared for by nurses. The babies were wrapped in tight bands of clothes so they couldn't move. Oh, no, sorry, cloth. This was supposed to make the legs grow straight. In fact, the lack usually made them weak for a year or two. Oh, good lord. That's hilarious. Okay. I'm just reading some stuff out of Horrible Histories while we're here. There is some rough stuff here. What else do we have? Fancy a bit of red meat on a Friday. Then eat a beaver. Ah. Some of the locals have been getting around the local law of not of only eating fish on a Freitag by adamantly stating that a beaver is in fact a fish. What's the consequence of this? I don't know. Does the Lord have to do something? What comes of such an atrocity? That's quite funny, to be fair. What are they going to do? Will there be punishment? Will there be... Oh, Cosmica, sorry. Oh, no, I did catch your comment there. I did catch your comment. Apologies for thinking I didn't when I actually did. Right, what else are we doing here? Educate them on the matter. You are faced with a choice of... choice of a lovely meal or challenging or reporting them for for their transgressions to the local investigator. There we go, that will be Rex. That's hilarious. I like that. Pass intelligence or leadership. Yeah. Okay, no, I like that. Perhaps though, they could be talked out of it. Challenging test versus willpower. Okay, and they'll get a bonus because they'll be starving. I like that. Okay, what else do we have? Many towns, housewives, servants were forbidden to hang sleeves. I've checked all of those. Luckily, I've got another page full of them. Right, I've got 40 on this page, so let's have a look at some of these. Ancient Greek philosopher Heraclitus had an illness that made his body swell up with water. To try to sweat it off, he buried himself in a steaming pile of warm animal poo. But he then overheated and died of dehydration. Okay. Oh dear. Are you interested in tabletop wargaming, Lopez, or are you interested in tabletop roleplay games? Because there's a bit of a difference between the two. I can talk more about either, but we're primarily focusing on the roleplay game aspect. In which case I can talk to you more about that if you wish. In 1926, a famous daredevil, Bobby Leach, who had survived going overnight at Niagara Falls in a barrel, accidentally slipped on an orange peel, broke his leg, and died of the resulting gangrene. Wow, okay. A local stunt person comes to town? Right. A well-known acrobat has decided to come to town for a few weeks. We'll say they claim to be searching for inspiration for new tricks. And have been seen climbing the tallest building. Roll a D100 on a 80 plus. You watch them fall to their death. There we go. Complete rubbish, but power streaming lately. Yeah, well, I've got lots to do, Mojo. I've got lots to do. Lots to do. So we're just coming up with things to pad out this table, just so not everything is absolutely rubbish. Right, this is one of my own, but a nearby one of the town. Oh no, we've already put that one in. We put it in yesterday. Never mind. Okay, a famous 17th century French playwright collapsed on stage while acting as imaginary invalid. He was playing a hypochondriac. Oh. In 1912, Australian tailor Franz Reidlich tried to test his new invention, the wearable coat parachute, by jumping off the Eiffel Tower, but he'd forgotten to include the weight of the coat in his calculation and plummeted to his death. Damn. Am I more productive while live streaming? Sort of. Like, here's the thing. If you watch me doing GM prep, you're probably like, but he's only doing half the prep. He's only made a few things, and there's a few bits here and a few bits there. I'm like, yeah, that's how much prep I do. I don't have everything. In fact, I prefer not to. I like to have a little bit of everything. Just enough so a player can go there and I know a little bit about the place so I can come up with something. I don't like to have it all figured out. Because if you've got it all figured out, you're committed. And I don't like being committed to any ideas in particular. Okay, a lawyer was trying to prove that a man had accidentally shot himself and not been murdered when he accidentally shot himself while demonstrating his theory. He died of his wounds but won the case. Right, okay, that's hilarious. Okay, that's hilarious. A passing merchant tells you the tale. Yeah. A recent incident within Bogenhafen. So what we'll have here, one of the most respected lawyers of the land was trying to prove, good lord, that a man had accidentally shot himself and had not been murdered when he accidentally I nearly put shit. I'm trying to touch type while reading it. Shot himself while demonstrating his theory. He died of his wounds, but won the case. Okay. There we go. You have just gotten interested into tabletop games. You have no preference. You're a very open player in trying new things. You've never tried a war TRPG. You've been intrigued. Right, okay. So yeah, I mean, have you ever played Dungeons and Dragons? Is that something that's familiar to you? Are you sort of knowledgeable of it? Because what we're doing is effectively a Warhammer variant of that. That's the way I would put it. There is a roleplay game on the channel where we cover it. I don't know if you've seen any of the campaign, but it's the thing. When King Henry VIII got old and fat, he became paranoid about people plotting to kill him. On the odd occasion, he had the door to his bedroom bricked up at night so no one would get in. Right, so yeah, effectively we're doing a Warhammer version of D&D. This is prep for the second half of our campaign. So we've done 12 sessions or 13, and now we're about to crack on. Right, okay, let's do this. Travelling, apothecary passes through town. After exchanging a coin, couple drinks, he advises you, he states adamantly that he has found the cure to the red pox. Drinking gladiator blood. It's a bit of a weird one, isn't it? What differs from a war tabletop roleplay game? Not sure. I've not heard the expression before. Hydra Arthur, I'm good. Arthur Hydra, Hydra Arthur. How you doing, bud? That's a nice one, Philip. You get free food. There you go. There you go. A travelling apothecary passing through town. Through town. Exchanges a couple tales with yourself. One in particular is that he claims to have found the cure to the red pox. Yeah, we'll just call it that. Drinking gladiator blood. Update. There we go. A man you drank with invited. You are invited to go fishing with. Okay, you are invited to go fishing with one of the locals. A couple of hours are spent in the local streams, followed by an invitation to dine with their family. Oh, that's nice. There we go, that's nice. There's our one nice one. During the Great Plague, people believed the diseases could be cured by plucking a live chicken and strapping its bottom to any sores. That is amazing. That's absolutely amazing. I just need to have that, basically. Should we just put some random trivia in here as well? That's absolutely hilarious. Okay. The more you know. Right, okay. You meet a local who currently has a chicken strapped to his bottom. He insists that any disease can be cured by plucking a live chicken and strapping that sores. Can be cured by plucking a live chicken and strapping its bottom to any sores. There we go. Right. Here's a good one. An ally that you had assumed dead is said to be seen in one of the local taverns. Let's just keep it at that. Let's just keep it at that. An ally or acquaintance that you had assumed dead. I like that one. See, that's a nice one. Someone that's dead in the campaign might be brought back and it will be a case of, no, though I never died. Right. A madman came speaking about a strange mutant-like rat thing living under the cities of Empire. That's a nice one, Arthur. That's a nice one. It's just nice and civil. I might just fluff the writing a little bit. Clear formatting, although it might be completely suitable. We'll give it a capital A. Madman came into town. Speaking about strange mutant like man rats living under the city. One of the cities he had recently travelled to. Various citizens start to throw vegetables. Will you join in? Or attempt to quell the mob and seek further information. Seek further clarification from him. Will you attempt to join in? Will you join in? With the stoning, or attempt to quell the mob and seek further clarification. That I like. I like that. There we go. Right, what else do we have? Okay. Okay, 27. Also sat together. Okay. A trader passes a peddler passing through town. Offers a means to freshen one's breath for just the cost of a penny. Exactly, Arthur. For just the cost of a penny. It smells interesting. Will you partake? Will you purchase a bottle? Right, there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll add some more. Update, there we go. Right. Alchemists in the Middle Ages believed they could make gold from horse poo, mixed with 200 rotten chicken eggs and some vinegar. That's amazing. Hey, Nah, how's it going, bud? You hear some commotion outside at night. Some moron is beating his wife. Give him a beating and have an enemy in town, or go to sleep with a guilty conscience. Okay, I like the dilemma there, Philip. I'm going to turn it. I'm going to twist that a tiny bit. You hear commotion. You hear some commotion outside of your room at night. A couple are having a fight, and the woman and the man is a couple are having a fight. I'm a little bit loathsome to go down the sort of my player's gonna let a man beat a woman thing, because it's just a little bit on edge. I'm just a little bit. I think what I'm gonna do, and the woman is, what I'll do is probably have them roll an opposed test to see who beats the other one up. Beating him with a duck. Yeah. I think that conversation's just one I don't want to have. So the woman's going to be beating him with a duck. Do you break up the fight? And risk getting... and risk... what do you risk with this? Risk life and limb. Okay. Make a weapon skill test. Okay. Pass a test. Challenging. Pass a challenging test. Or attempt to sleep through this. Oh, I've got to do it. Quackery. You see what I did there? You like that. Yeah, German wives, life and limb. Yeah, for sure. Sleep through this quackery. I'm not going to have them gain anything from that. They probably could have a fatigued condition. But... okay. Otherwise, basically, I'm having them start the session having taken some damage. Pass an average endurance test. Or gain... what? There we go. So at least it's a test either way. That's a really nice one. I like that. So you can basically break up the fight and try for things to go well, or you can just try and sleep through it and roll a test to see if you're knackered the next day. I love it. I absolutely love it. Right, what have we got here? Incans used to sacrifice hundreds of llamas every month to their gods. They used llama toenail clippings to make bracelets. Nice little fact. During the Middle Ages, German crusader Emicho of the Rhineland allowed his army to follow a holy goat and a holy goose, hoping the animals would lead to the Holy Lands. They didn't. That's just amazing. One morning, a man followed a goose walks into town, followed by a man dressed, a man in armor, man in full plate armor. He claims the goose is holy and is currently leading him to the Holy Lands, or perhaps treasure. He isn't quite sure. How's the world building going, Grob? Yeah, it's good. It's good. I like this one. The goose walks into town, followed by a man in full plate armor. He claims the goose is holy and is currently leading him to the Holy Lands. To a holy site. He offers to anyone who he offers to the party to join him in his quest. No, I've got a better idea. Okay. For one endeavor, you may join him on his journey, on his epic quest. There we go, Blessed Goose. Blessed Goose confirmed. Okay. Okay. On a roll, if following... Oh, the GM makes something up. No, I'm just going to leave this vague. I'm just going to leave this vague. Like, maybe it is an epic quest. That's just hilarious. I love that. I love it. Hang out with a knight. Hell yeah, exactly. Basically following a goose. I love it. A stranger came to town selling a map. Ah, right. Here's a nice way of doing this. A stranger... Maybe a cartographer. A cartographer comes to town, selling what he affirms to be a map to a chieftain's tomb of the old tribes of the empire. Well, that would be to the east. He insists the map is real. He insists the map is real. And don't ask too much. He insists the map is real. Though is in a hurry. The asking price for the map is 5 silver. Yeah, that's the thing with knights, right? There we go. Update that. Wow, we've got some good ones here. What we'll do is we'll actually just do some rolling in a bit and see what we get. Okay. Right. A cow was elected to be MP in the House of Commons as a protest against the king. Oh my god. Okay. One of the local lords has become unpopular with their local council. As a protest, the council have elected a cow to be their representative. That's great. That's great. Yeah, exactly, Arthur. Exactly. So it makes sense. And Tarm's right next to the Harker crypts as well. So, I mean, that's been something that's been open to the players for the whole of the campaign. And, like, they don't have to, but they could go over to the Harker crypts and basically start looking for, you know, for stuff. Sorry, I'm just putting my dressing gown on. That's why I said I don't like planning too much, because when I started the campaign, they went down the witch route, and I thought they might. It was certainly one of the bigger things, but then we had a few sessions where there was literally, they could have done anything before the witch hunter came. That was not many sessions, granted. Hey, Captain, how you doing, bud? So that's kind of where we went, and thinking about it, they did follow like the most predictable thing for them to follow, because it was like the breadcrumb in front of them. There's someone thinks there's a witch, but they could have just been like, I'm not really interested in that. Let's go over to the Harker crypts and do some treasure digging. Right. How are we doing? Greased goose grabbing was a bizarre Georgian sport where people rode quickly on horseback and tried to rip the head off a live geesed-up goose hung upside down from a tree. Wow, that's harsh. German theologian had such bad constipation that he wrote letters to his friends describing his bowel movements. Prepping some food. Laundry day. Everyone is hanging their sheets and shirts to dry. Some woman has mixed up hers with those that belong to you. Ah, oh, that's cool. That is. Laundry day. Everyone's hanging their sheets and shirts out. Out to dry. Presumably, a woman has mixed up hers with yours. We're going to put this down to a roll. Passing an average intelligence perception. Gossip. No, will it be perception? It'll be like following clues. An average charm test. Oh, I'm not that great at writing, so yeah, I'm thinking not necessarily that they exactly know who it is, so I need them to try and figure out who it is, because if they don't, they're going to be stuck with a woman's clothes next session, which is just brilliant. Passing an average charm test will help you. I'll say gossip. I'll say gossip because you're going to need to ask a lot of people over a large area. Will help you track down the lady and return your clothes. Note: nobles are exempt. This can even happen to nobles. Frick it. An itinerant troupe of actors and malabarists pass through the town. Otherwise, you now have a very pretty new frock. That is absolutely great. There we go. In the middle of the week, an old grey man came to town. With him comes a small goblin child. Oof, the man is trying to raise the little one as his own, but the small one escapes and causes trouble. Eek. Oh, but some of them will want to kill it, though. Yeah, no, I like it. I really like it. I might tweak it a little bit so it's like it looks suspiciously green. In the middle of the week, an old grey man came to town. With him came... came a small child with an odd greenish colour to his skin. The man is trying to raise a little one as his own child, but the little one keeps escaping and causing trouble. I'm gonna maybe put trying to find a cure for the child, for the child's curse. Trying to raise a child as one of his own. And we'll go with... and is searching for a cure for the child's curse. Something like that, maybe? Something like that, maybe? We had gypsies last season. Yeah, we did have gypsies last season. Travel through. In the middle of the week, an old grey man came to town. With him came a small child with a green... small child with a green tinted skin. Man is trying to raise the little one as his own and is searching for a cure for the child's curse. The thing is if it's a goblin, even if it's a mutant, they would just kill it. I mean, that's horrible, but that's what the setting would do. I'm pondering on this. I like it. I think it can go somewhere. With him travels a small... No, we'll stick with that. Passed. Okay, we'll just say passed through the town searching for a healer or mystic. Is adamant that the condition can be cured. Right, there we go. What would we have to roll for this? This is just fluff. You could maybe roll a law medicine. You may attempt a difficult law medicine to determine the child's illness. Law plants. No, we'll just leave that as fluff. And if someone wants to be like, oh, hey, I'll deal with that, I'll be like, yeah, sure, you can do an endeavour to do it. Right. During a great plague, people believed that diseases could be cured by plucking... Yeah, we've done that one. Okay, let's roll a few. So we've got a D2, 5, 3. Let's roll a few and see what we get. Word within the local taverns is that the Grumcrook brothers have located silver. There is a rush of miners coming into the town and to pick it up in the local trade. Burghers in the area receive a plus 20 to trade skills and a plus 20% from income endeavours from the extra. Why did my group never roll this before? Why did they never roll this? Those poor dwarfs. And that's 102. Is that a local town has struck silver? Has located silver. Okay, in a local trade. Doink. Update that then. Yeah, it's harsh. An elderly gentleman has arrived in town claiming to be a renowned swordsmith. He is offering to sell your sword with remarkable, almost magical qualities. The sword is fake. Find him, beat him up. Party member gets ripped off. I'm just going to do some rolling first. So let's do some more rolls. See what we get. A peddler passing through the town offers a means to freshen one's breath for the cost of a penny. It smells. Will you purchase a bottle? You hear some commotion outside of your room at night. A couple are having a fight, and the woman is beating 239. I want to change a couple of these. Okay. The woman is beating the man. Update. There we go. Roll again. A mine, you say? A mine? Someone has come under attack from GM Chooses, the region of GM Chooses, and are appealing to you for military assistance. Will you send troops to their aid and gain their favour? If so, roll an opposed test against the attacker and lose SL quantity guard. 178. One of the local eggs has come under attack from Shall we do this as a collaborative one? So I'll choose GM choice. Someone has come under attack from player choice in the region of GM choice, and are appealing to you for military assistance or aid. For assistance or aid. Will you send troops to their aid? Tell your lord. Or perhaps go there yourself. And gain favour. If so, roll an opposed test against the attacker and lose SL quantity. Okay. If sending troops... There we go. That's a bit better now. It's a bit more appropriate to all of them. A dwarf slayer comes to town, challenging you to a drinking competition. If you win, you get its help at some point, and if you lose, you have to start at the point of execution. You're still recovering. Oh, you mean exhaustion. I hope you mean exhaustion. Festivities, a celebration is called. Decide the nature of the event with the GM. Possibilities include a local wedding, a bountiful harvest, or a public execution. You're caught up in the event and its aftermath and lose an endeavour. Oof. I think we've probably got enough now. Like, how many have we got on this table? We've got 84 now. That's a pretty good variety. There are a couple of others I want to change though. Let me just go through and change some of the old ones. Let's just stick in a couple of yours first, because I don't want to let these go to waste. If you win, an opposed drinking, an opposed consume alcohol test, then you gain his a small favour with him. If you lose, you'll start the next session with a point of exhaustion, with a fatigue condition, as you are still recovering. You will also be out of 3 silver. That's a nice one. Update. There we go. What was the other one up here? Dark Moon. I don't want to forget Phillips. clear formatting. An elderly gentleman has arrived in town claiming to be a renowned swordsmith. He's offering to sell you a sword with a fine sword. A fine sword. A fine and durable sword. For the mere price of... That would be worth 4 gold crown. 2 gold crown. The GM will roll blindly to determine the authenticity of the weapon. And of a challenging evaluate, however, can be rolled. And that will be by yourself only, whoever the player is. Update, there we go. A mine, a mine. Ooh, I like the screaming one, Arthur. I tell you what I do need. Fever has struck town. Several, no, disease has struck the town. You are currently staying in. There is a large portion of its inhabitants who... Some of the local merchants have reported that their... no, we'll say local guard have reported unusual sightings as of recent. And we'll just... The GM comes up with something. I think something like that is honestly still fine. Some of the local guard have reported unusual sightings as of recent. If they can pass a challenging cool test, they will give some... Do they need to do a cool test? Some of the local guard have reported unusual sightings as of recent. Shadows in the forest, moving in an unusual manner, and strange noises. None have been brave enough. Sightings as of recent. Shadows in the forest during the night. None have been brave enough to investigate, however. There we go. Doink, 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 doink. Just a couple more. Like we're pretty much there. This is a good few. A Bandit King, a big festival, is happening in Bergenhafen. The majority of your town suffer 1 SL on Tarm's industry tests. Oh yeah. That's a good one. A local barony is hosting a large festival, which has attracted a lot of local trade, a lot of local attention and trade. Local industries will suffer a penalty of 1 SL for the following week. 1 SL as some of their workers skip town for a few days. Alright, there we go. Right. They call it a meme. A meme! The troll endeavour. I do actually want to change the troll endeavour and the rivergates. So let's have a look. Glorious weather, local crop, malicious malady, monstrous complications. A monster chosen by the GM. Chapter 12, bestiary is causing panic among the locals. The income endeavour provides no funds. The income endeavour... I'm going to keep this one. It's not going to come up that often. And the group can send someone else to go and kill it, potentially. Provides no funds until the beast is dealt with. And characters can choose to sacrifice one endeavour to deal with the menace. This should be roleplayed. If you succeed, you get a free income endeavour to represent the individual reward. A feast is held in your honour. If not, the party chooses... Yeah, no, I like it. I like it. I will change the trolls. Ransack before you can undertake banking. Uneventful, unusual mercenaries. Okay, collapse mineshaft. Crisis has hit one of the local mining companies. One of the major mines has collapsed, leaving many trapped inside. One of the we'll just do X. So it will basically be, if you don't have mines, it'll be the Yettenberg's mines that will have been affected. Because I think that's pretty neat. Rats have infested your tavern. Yep, standard. River trolls have been bothering the local fishing guild. Strange stone trolls have been spotted in the hills. Farmers are panicked. Panic? Farmers panic. Farmers in panic. Keep far. Have moved their flocks closer to town. And what we'll do is local farming this week will be at a this week will be at a -10, -20. But there won't be a while they wait. Farmers wait and hope that the trolls will move on. On a roll a D100. On a roll of a 50 plus, the trolls continue into the mountains. continue to roll for the trolls each week. I like that. There you go. Right, a desperate child came in saying some bad guys are attacking his dad's farm. If investigated, he found an old burned house. An old hunter who was passing tells 30 years ago cultists killed the family. I like creepy things like that. I like things like that. Lots of creepy things like that. I had something similar to that on my previous Endeavour my previous Endeavour table. I was pretty happy with it, but I had a... I won't spoil it because I might actually use it, come to think of it. Right, let's have a... Oh, I know what. Let's just have a bunch of things come to town. So... Laundry day. Hey, right. A group of grave diggers. A group of adventurers come to town. Pass through town. You have the opportunity to suggest a possible okay. With a challenging average gossip roll, no, an average charm roll, you have the opportunity to tell them of local threats and issues. Something like that, maybe. Yeah, small bits of supernatural are good. I do need to throw in a little bit more of the mystique to the area. That's true. Group of adventurers pass through the town and stop within one of the taverns. Pass through town, stopping within your tavern for the evening. They are young but keen and with an average charm roll, you may be able to convince them to tackle one of the local issues. Okay. That I like. That's nice. Right. A cartographer. Cartographer? Passes through the town while working on a map of Reichland. Working on an updated map of Reichland. He offers to make a copy of his map for 10 silver, which will provide 1d10 locations of interest on your Reichland map. There we go. That's a nice one. That's a nice one. Updates. Yeah, we do need a little bit more of the supernaturally stuff, don't we? It's something I want to work in a bit more. A bit of the horror as well. Like, we've done a little bit, not too much. Coin of silver doesn't... A coin of silver, don't let little elves waste your milk. What? I know 10 silver is quite expensive, but it would be like, it would take him probably a day to make a copy of his map. That's what I'm thinking. I can map. I'll actually say 5 silver. So it's a reasonable sum of money. But right, anything else comes to town? Who else would pass through town? What else do we have? I'm looking for ideas here. Noises have been heard within the local mines. The scouts reports that he didn't see anything inside, though is confident. No, let's go. Noises have been heard within a nearby cave. One of the local scouts had tracked an animal. Heading inside, but claims what he heard was no animal. That's nice. Yep, I like that. Update. Okay, doink, doink, doink. Just a few more. We're nearly there. Well, we're nearly on. Yeah, we're getting close to a D300. So that's going to help. That's going to help a lot. Dwarfs. Imperial dwarfs. Pass through. Oh, let's do settlers. A small band of halflings come to town looking to seek refuge. They are joyous and capable singers. Looking for work. Looking for work. One of your suitable industries may gain a permanent +5 to its skill. There we go. That's a nice one. And we'll go for a small band of Imperial dwarfs. Come to town looking for employment. They are skilled workers and claim a number of talents. There we go. Claim to have a number of talents. One of your suitable industries may gain a permanent +5 to its skill. That's nice. Pit fighting event. Nice. Right, 283. Pit fighting, pit fighting, pit fighting. The creepy old man comes to town. Don't worry, I've got creepy old man covered. Creepy old men and their stories. That's what it's all about. You know what? I think that's probably going to do 283. We need to do D283. Oh, Jesus. Not that much. Update. I think that's fine, honestly. A knight is staying at the tavern. He says that a demigryph is sighted in the woods nearby. He's aiming to catch it, to tame it, and apply for a promotion. Oh, Jesus. Help him track it. See, a lot of these I'm trying to avoid too many of them being like, here is a session you must do. because it's just going to, the players already have had a little bit of a lack of opportunities to do what they want. I love that idea for an adventure, though. I'd love to run it, but I'm just hesitant to have too many things like that where our players will be like, well, we're going to have to go and deal with that. So we've changed the troll thing now, so the farmers just come back and basically farming's a bit screwed for now. Let me show you guys as well how we're going to be running the... town's industries. So for the... I actually need to figure out the skills here. So for fishing, we have polearm. So fishing in the town will have a skill of 5. That's right, currently. So basically what will happen is if they're going to do any fishing, they'll roll an average test like this. And then you can see -3. Now for every SL, you get 1 gold crown for the town. So this is the... This was already on the list, but yes, thank you, Alien. This was already on my list of possibilities as to how to do it, but it was one of about 6 ways to manifest this. Effectively, though, this will be the main screen, and what we'll have to do is... yeah, we don't need ammo. Blacksmithing is basic, so blacksmithing for the town is currently 0, because there's just nothing. Fishing is... damage to weapon 1. Okay, no damage to weapon, good. So what else have we got? Tarm farming. Tarm shepherding is sling. So we go down to sling, and currently... skills, sling, range sling, there we go, and that will be probably starting at 20. There we go. We have Dewey. Yeah, you have Dewey, but he's not an industry. He doesn't even, you don't have a smithy currently, so he's working out of Bleat Rock. So that's sort of... So what we would do combat here is we'd roll shepherding and we'd roll this at average and go. And there we go. 3 gold crown have been earned, and it has accurate and accurate, which means plus 10 to any test when firing this weapon. So that was rolled against a 50, and it should have been a... What are we rolling on? 20, 30, 40. I think it only applies it once. So if we went for a challenging, that will come up as 30. Yeah, okay. Accurate only applies once. That's good to know. So what we'll do is we'll just take shepherding and we'll take away accurate. Now, you're probably thinking, like, why have you put all these weapon qualities? It's to try and make each of them a little bit more unique. Accurate. Shall I put damaging? Damaging. Damaging will be too good. Damaging will be too good. Accurate will make it reliable though, so we'll go for that. So what I've done is I've given each one of these some traits, so each one is a little bit different. So we've got blacksmithing, which they don't currently have. Is going to have damaging on it, so it basically it earns you a lot more money. Build more pylons. Yeah, exactly. Fishing is just going to be dangerous at the moment, but if they build a lake, it will be still dangerous, but also accurate. Dangerous just means when there's a fumble, something bad happens. Farming is not dangerous. Farming has impale, so you're more likely to get random spurts of additional damage, which basically equates to additional goods. So I'm pretty pleased with how that works out. Shepherding just kind of always gets +1 SL to its test, so that's good. I think I might go for precise on that as well. So shepherding, accurate, precise. So that precise is if you pass a test, you get +1 SL. So yes, okay. So that actually works quite well. So if we roll this, so you get +10 to your roll anyway, and you get +1 SL when you pass. So that's 2 SL. So if I go for... So if I went for 29... Yeah, that's 1 SL still. Hmm. $29, that's 1 SL. Okay. And if I don't have precise, I just want to make sure this is actually working. And if we roll a 0 out of 0... Oh no, if we roll a 3 out of a... Oh no, it has to be, let's say a 10 out of a 10. Stop that. So a 10 out of a 10 is an SL of 0, whereas with this one, and that is a marginal success. Okay, so I'm not sure as precise is actually applying. Gain a +1 bonus on SL, successful test when attacking. Doesn't seem to be actually working. Interesting. Farming was impale. Blacksmith. Yeah, blacksmith was going to be damaging. So when you do pass, you get a lot more stuff. Mining is going to be dangerous and damaging. So it's going to have a little bit more going on. So if they find something worth mining and convince the miners to come back, then that will be something that can be done. And basically we'll roll all of these every week and see how much they get. Currently there's not a lot going on in Tarm, so skill wise, like there's a bit of fishing, not a much though. There's really no blacksmithing going on because you don't have a blacksmith with a workshop. You need 80 gold crown for that. So it's going to take a while to get Tom's money up and running. Farming, there is a bit of... There's going to be like minimal farming, but a bit. Flail. So what we'd do is we'd go to here and would go flail, and that would be like a 10. There's not a lot of farming. So that's basically Tarm's current economy. Not a lot. Not a lot. Yeah, really isn't much, is it? Got black powder. Do we have black powder here? Range black powder. There we go. So which ones am I not using? Am I using... Where can I see which one's being used? Polearm, basic, flail, sling, black powder. So I'm not using brawling or two-hander. So I can delete those. Brawling, melee, two-hander, doink, black powder, sling, polearm, melee, flail, fencing. We're not using that either. And we're not using melee cavalry, so that's basically the careers of Tarm right now. It's like third world country. Yeah, it doesn't have much going on for it really. So this is my system to give them a means to influence Tarm. So when they actually do some stuff in the town, that they can see it afterwards and be like, yeah, okay. Our stats went from a 20 to a 30 here, and our polearm, which is for fishing, has gone up from a 5 to whatever. Like, I would probably say the... You know what, we'll make that 25. Because that is what it does. There isn't a lot of farming right now. So, Tarm is like barely self-sufficient currently. But you know what? If they did mining and they did all of this other stuff, then they might end up with like 5 to 10 gold crown per week spare for the town to invest in itself. So what I think, like one of the things anyway that could happen early on is just getting more people into the town, more workers. And I would say like the highest a skill could be through having a competent workforce is like 25. So the farming could probably go up from a 10 to a 20 quite easily just by having more people into farm. Any further raises would probably have to be money-wise, so they have to put money in to actually get more tools. But this is kind of what we're working with as a system. It's not the main focus of the game, but it's just so there's some background fluff as to what's happening in the town and what's affecting the town. I'll probably have a system in place where 1 gold crown can equip and train a guard, maybe. That would be my thinking. I need to come up with a financial thing for this to actually sort of make it all work. But if we were to go for, let's actually have a little look right now. /char, human, career, reroll, and we went for guard. Where is guard? Guard's down the bottom because it's a warrior. So a basic sentry would be a leather jerkin, storm lantern, and oil. So if we were to look at trappings for that, trappings, storm lantern, okay, illumination for 20 yards, that's 1 gold crown for that. Okay, so a storm lantern, a buckler, a jerkin, and a weapon. Like if you went for a bad quality sentry, it's probably going to, yeah, watchmen make more sense. That's fair. That's going to probably cost you like 2.5 gold crown to get a guard. Stonks. Yeah, you're going to have to invest in some stonks. Watchman. Watchman here. Cavalry guard. So yeah, guard would be more for your manor. So in-town guard, road warden, riverwoman, smuggler, stevedore, wrecker. Where the there we go. A watchman. There we go. A watch recruit. So what do you need to be a watchman? Hand weapon, a leather jack, and a uniform. Okay, let's see how much a uniform costs. A uniform will cost you 1 gold crown. Hand weapon will cost you 1 gold crown, and a leather jack. Leather jack will be half a gold crown. So a watch recruit who is on brass 3 is still going to use... Okay, still going to cost you like 3 gold crown to recruit. So what we should probably do is to go create entry, and we'll put purchase costs, recruitment costs. Okay. So we'll go with... We'll get rid of that quickly. Tom Town. We don't need Tom Town for a second here. So we'll go watch recruit. Oh, we can actually just do watch recruit. Because then you can save that and just click that there. Okay. Hand weapon, leather jack, and uniform. 3 gold crown. Training, 2 gold crown. And this would be for a fairly... Yeah. Well, yeah, guards and watchmen are different things. So yeah, I get that, Philip. Watchmen are watching. Guards are guarding. No, that's fair. I mean, you'll probably want some combination of both, but the route from Havenfurt to Blutrock doesn't pass directly in Tarm. What about making a drift and destroy the other road? Forcing voyagers to get to the town. I mean, tell Sighard it's a good idea. Soldiers of the Empire are equipped by their lords, so don't let them pay except when they want something better. So, here's the thing. So, a bunch of the game's mechanics probably imply that from Sighard's income endeavours that these people are recruited anyway, but I have to have some sort of mechanism in place that prevents him from just suddenly having 20 guard that are really well equipped. So would I be comfortable for a trained guard having it cost 5 gold crown, given that he's earning money in addition to his earnings? I would say yes, probably, because he could. Most of the towns around here do not have much of a garrison. They have like 10 to 15 people at most, and most of the towns don't have them equipped. Most of them have individuals bringing their own weapons. So that would be for a watchman B. No, that would be for a watchman B. Would have that. No, that's a B, and a C would be hand weapon, shoddy hand weapon, and shoddy hand weapon, and basic training. No, here's the thing actually, because they have a priest of Mamidia in the party, I would say the 2 gold crown could be supplemented by an endeavour. So, note, training can be done as an extended test on a group of 5 watchmen or guard. An extended leadership test on a group of 5 to 10 watchmen or guard. Okay, so I like this. I like this. By an appropriate individual. 1 endeavour per role. With a difficulty of 8 SL. So it will probably take 3 endeavours to get some trained up. But I think Talak will like this because it gives him an actual mechanical thing he can do. This will bypass the costs of training. Training them elsewhere. See below. Okay. Watchman, hand weapon, leather jacket, and uniform. Okay, should we do a bulk buy for this? So 3 guard would be 9. Should we say 5 guard would be... Should we do it in 5 guard at a time? So that would be 15 plus... That would be 25. So we'd say 20 gold crown for 5 trained guard. Batch deal, 20 gold crown for 5 equipped watch sentries. Okay, and we'll bring guard here as well. There we go. Watchman. Okay, watchman trained, which would be hand weapon, leather jacket and uniform, 3 gold crown, training. Okay, basic militia, untrained. They will be, typically they bring their own hand weapon or improvised weapons and can be trained in groups of 5 to 10. In groups of 5 to 10, by passing an average leadership role. Taking an endeavor to pass an average leadership role. Perfect. So these guys don't need much training. Note, their combat effectiveness is limited and their ability to absorb critical hits is poor. There we go. Hydra in the house. What's up, Frick? Okay. No, I like this. I like this. So I'll have a different stat line for each. But this might just be useful for them to be like, okay, batch deal, 20 gold crown we could pay, and then we'd have to do an extended test to sort of train them. We need an additional rule. A militia may not exceed 5% of the town's population. And that would basically be because there's only so many young, free, available working men, so keep the drunkards in line. Yeah, no, I like this. Okay, this will bypass the optional costs of training them elsewhere. Okay, so that makes sense. And then, of course, you could invest in equipping them. Could probably also be done by your own blacksmith. Okay, note 2. Equipment can also be subsidized by mass producing hand weapons. Basic armor. By a local blacksmith. 1 extended test of 15 will produce enough hand weapons to equip 5. No, it depends on the 1 extended test of... The town may produce... exchange 5 GC of blacksmith production for weapons and armor for 5 candidates. So it's basically would work out a bit cheaper. So if your blacksmith managed to produce 5 gold crowns, you would effectively be able to equip 5 people with stuff. Basic weapons and a buckler. 1 piece of armor. Okay. That'll do. I like that. I think that's nice. Yeah. Well, Talak will be doing that, Philip. That'll be his interests. So, or Lothar. Our warrior priest will be mainly doing that. So this just gives him a mechanic to do it. Like, yeah, sure, you can have a watch sergeant do it, but we don't really have one. So the town doesn't have a town watch. Currently, they don't have any watchmen. They just have the Tarlites that are currently doing it for them. So that's worth knowing. I tell you what we do also have in Tarm. We have hunting. So we need to go back to Tarm Town and we need to do hunting. So we need to create another item, don't we? Create item, weapon. Tarm hunting. And this will be a weapon. Yeah, that'll do. Tarm hunting. Doink. There we go. And then I need the skill for a bow. I'll need to adjust that in a second. Skill. It's actually probably one of their main industries right now. And the thing I really like about this is it actually places a degree of importance on the followers of Tal, because if they were to lose them, good lord, would that suck. Range bow, 30. It'll actually be one of their most profitable industries. Or maybe 25, because I'm going to give it damage. I'm going to give it impale, so it might do okay. Yeah, the Tarlites did take some damage from that. So, yeah, I would say they probably would have been 35, but now they're 25. Just from taking a bunch of damage. But it's been a couple months. And there was a lot of them. So, yeah, well, 25 for me seems about realistic. So, despite the fact you've got quite a few shepherds in the nearby area... Yeah, no, I like that. The thing is with this one though, is it won't have accurate, giving it +10 to the roll. It's going to have it's actually going to have dangerous. So what we'll have is floor, dangerous, but it will have impale, so it has a greater chance of getting crits effectively, but it also has a chance of going wrong and hunters losing. So what I will probably do for the dangerous ones is if you roll a fumble and a negative SL, you'll lose that many skill points in it. So if you roll -3 SL and a fumble, you'll probably lose 3 of the skill. So it will be quite harsh, but you can also earn a lot more money with it. So it's kind of, okay, that's kind of cool. It is quite rough, though. That is quite rough. Okay, anyway, ranged bow. Impale comes from a Blessing of Tal. Absolutely. Well, Impale basically just gives them a 1 in 5 chance of gaining 1d5 extra gold crown for the town, which is not bad if they pass the test. But it ain't bad. And these guys will be cheap to equip and recruit, so if they lost 6 people, you can go and get more. Dangerous Impale. There we go. So, I don't think I did... So basically this is what they would be rolling on most of the time. There you go. And that would be 4 of the Tarlites dead. Jesus. Things go badly. Things go badly. Yeah, the dangerous ones will be rough. Because it will be highly likely that things just go horribly wrong. But if we got a 30 in that would be 1 SL. It's not that much really, is it? But a critical win did 2, so that'd be 3 gold crown for the town that week. But I think if you give some of these just a little bit of time, they'll go up. My cap will probably be 30 for each of them based on population, and then the rest of it will be on equipment. So there's no reason you couldn't get a skill of like 60 or 70 if you put money into it. Like if you had a workshop for a blacksmith and a few blacksmiths, you probably go straight up to 50. Yeah. Well, you kind of do, but yeah, but I don't know how much you'd be interested. But you've got a militant wing now, which is you've got a warrior priest of Mamidia, which is, you know, about as military as you need. But this is pretty reasonable. I should say as well that the flail probably given, because Yala is in town, she will be giving it the 25. She will be giving 15 because she is a priest that's able to bless that, you know. What I will probably say, okay, let's come up with a system here. Let's come up with a system. I like this. I like this. Right, improving town trade. Okay. Population can contribute up to 30 points of skill. Each individual who is working within the industry represents 1 skill point for most trades. Except blacksmithing. Okay. That kind of makes sense. Trade tools, trade workshops provide... Oh, we haven't added carpentry yet, have we? Carpenter's Guild. We need to add that as well. That will be range 2-hand. Oh, feck it, they're doing all right. They're doing all right. Melee 2-hand, doink. Create another sodding item. Tarm carpentry. And that will be a weapon. Tarm carpentry. Trapping. There we go. Now that will be... I will say that will be accurate. That will be accurate and impale. Just given that they have loads of wood around them now, they're able to get things up and running pretty quick. Like, and they have a workshop. So actually, I think the carpentry might be the biggest industry, based on the rules I'm doing. Trade workshops provide a bonus of +20 in most situations, but with specialist trades, they will be a requirement before a roll can be made. An industry roll can be made. So basically, blacksmiths, you'll need a smithy, 80 gold crown. Yeah, I like all that. I like all that. So then, individuals who are highly trained or specialized may be difficult to find, but can offer up to +15 to the skill, depending on to the skill rating. Okay, that seems pretty sensible to me. Lastly, narrative opportunities and creative ideas, endeavors, etc. can improve things further. Typically at a +5, 10. Right, so there we go. So we'll save this. So that's good to know. So let's have a look. And what I would probably do is, here's a cool mechanic. If someone went to another town and did a leadership role and got 6 SL, I'd say sure, you get 6 people come over and you can shove them back in that skill to pad it back up again. So, right, so we go back to main. So if we were to look at melee two-handed, we've got a workshop, so that is 20. We've got a reasonable population, 35. 35 in total. It's pretty good. The ranged bow, we have 25, well, that will go up to 40 because of yeoman. The melee flail would be 15, but goes up to 25 because of Yala. No, it would be 10, but goes up to 25 because of Yala. There we go. All of a sudden, we have some rolls to be making. We've only got 1 workshop currently, so that's fine. So all of a sudden, we can do fishing. You're not really going to make any money with there, but I mean, we can roll it. Okay, straight away in the first fishing roll, all 7 of the remaining fishermen die. That's hilarious. Fishing will basically remain dangerous until the river gets dealt with, so it will be a constant issue. It will be a constant issue. And there will be just a high chance of them dying all the damn time. Dangerous increases the chance of the fumble, basically. Blacksmith they can't do, so farming. Let's just come up with some averages of how much money they would have per week. You would effectively say the average roll is 50, and all of these would have plus 25 rolled. Plus 20 to them, sorry. So that would be just under, and that would be just under, and that would be just over. I mean, the average is probably 3 or 4 gold crown per week. Per session, rather. It's not a huge amount, but they might get lucky, because a few of them have impale, so you might find that actually they get a whole bunch of money all of a sudden. So that could be pretty cool. I like that. All I need to do is go on the combat tab now and come up with some pictures for the individual things, for the individual trappings. So like for the fishing pole, what I need to do is load up here and go for, you know, like buildings. And we go for sea, port. Oh, it's port, isn't it? There we go. So we can add all of these in. Blacksmith. Buildings. There we go. Smith. Is there a... I think there is a blacksmith here. Okay. Farm, food, guards. Metal. Well, that's mining though, isn't it? Sigmar worship. Ah, there you go. That'll do for a blacksmith. Hey, Mooman, how you do? I should install the old icons. Yeah, is that in the thing you sent me, Mooman? Is that in the thing you sent me? And will it balk up my entire map if I do that? But if it's in the old thing you sent me, I can do it, because I would like the old icons back, because they were awesome. Because I am missing those for this. But I think this is going to work really nicely. Okay, cheers, bud. I have lost it. So we were just going through the... basically, we're going through the economy of this and how it's going to work. And it's nice and simple. I've created a weapon to represent each of the town's industries on the Town token. And each of the weapons has different things associated with the industry. So fishing is currently dangerous because the river gets there. So that's a problem. Otherwise, it would probably be reliable and it would probably be precise and accurate, like shepherding. Shepherding, if there was a troll issue, might gain dangerous for a while. For example, mining just is dangerous. hunting, I love it. I love it. You might steal it for your own group bomb. It should work. So what I was originally going to say is that every SL they roll is a cart produced, which would be a large sum of money. But instead, what I'm going to do is 1 SL equals 1 gold crown of profit. Anything under that is not profit. It's just, money lost. So that I think it's going to work well. I'm making sure that some of them, like blacksmithing, will have... It doesn't have any qualities right now, but it would have... You know what? Effectively, the blacksmith can have a trade of... we don't actually have that, do we? We have melee basic. Right, there we go. Melee basic. Melee basic, I think I'll give them for Dewey. They'll have 15. No, they'll have 10. So the way I'll do it is if you're a rank 2, if you're rank 1, you'll give a bonus of 5. If you're rank 2, you'll give a bonus of 10. If you're rank 3, you'll give a bonus of 15. And I'll just say that, quite frankly, no one that's rank 4 is going to come here. So, yeah, and this will basically be Celep making nails out of the back of his wagon, somehow. So, making produce is not getting paid, yet you need to sell it. And with the roads being fucked and no trading relations established, it's going to be a problem. Yes, in a word. In a word, they'll have to sort that. Making produce is not getting paid yet. You need to sell it. How do you mean, Philip? Could you just rephrase that for me? My brain's broken. Brothel income endeavour, which becomes dangerous when there are... yeah, exactly. Desiree outbreaks confirmed. I think this will work. Did Sighard get his own Zinch cultist concealer? Yes, he did. He did. His very own eye makeup brand. Only Zinch is the name of it. But this is sort of the system that we're rocking with. So all of these rolls will be rolling an average test, and it should be good. So I think what I can do as well is I can do dice roll, reach two-handed. You can't change the default roll. You can't change the default roll, I think. Well, maybe you can. You can for skills. Reach, two-handed, quality, floor. Never mind, it doesn't matter. I think that's going to work quite well for now. I'll tell you what I'd love is a macro to roll all of these in a row. Yes, Philip. Yeah, absolutely. So you can in the next update. That's cool, man. That's cool. Cheers. Cheers. Yeah, what would be really, 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 really good is if I do a macro, and I'm sure I could do a macro. Can you do multiple rolls with one macro, man? Multiple dice rolls consecutively? I'm pretty sure you could. Or can you do a macro to run multiple macros? Can you nest macros? Yeah, it's easy. Cool. I mean, if you just do one macro, then another, then I'm sure it's pretty simple. And I can just have it roll all of them as average tests and then maybe go through afterwards and do multiplies. That way I can just click one button and we can see how much is done to Tarm in a week, and we can go through and just see how all the industries do. Although I think what I'll probably do is put them all on a macro bar that roll automatically, and yeah, I'll probably do it that way. Do that for every weapon, place it. Yeah, drag the weapon into the macro bar to create the macro. Has one line of text. Do that for every weapon and put it all in one macro. Yeah, seems nice and easy. I'm thinking though I might actually roll them individually because the players might like to... It might be good to just discuss the situationals of each one and say the fishing guild right now is still suffering because of XYZ. I think it will be good for the narrative decision making with the players to say it's still dangerous for the fishing guild to go anywhere. So it's still dangerous. So we'll make their roll, and if they die, well, that sucks. if they did something to make it less dangerous, that would work. That would help them. And then we can have the blacksmith that is precise. So if he does pass his test, he'll have extra bells and whistles. Huzzah! Well, that reminds me. I need to edit this to just be empty, because then it'll look like all the rest. There we go. But by the time I have all the icons in there, and I don't even need the character sheet, really, that would be pretty nice, I think. That'll be a nice system. Just purely to generate some money. So at the end of it, you know, they might have 10, 15 gold crown, and then they can say, okay, we've got 15 gold crown, not to spend as a party. This is technically like Sighard's money, but to try and invest somewhere. And what I might say is there may be situational effects and seasonal events or trade deals where, let's say, they maybe it depends if the players want to do this. If they don't want to do this and it's going to be too complicated, then I won't bother. But if they set up a trade deal down here where they were making mining tools for this noble, he might really need them, so he would be paying double. So for every SL, they get 2 gold crown instead of 1. It depends on the trade deal negotiated, but I would say negotiating better trade deals is probably... I don't want to make the entire campaign, and I don't want to give myself 500 hours of work each week tracking all of this, so I'd like to keep it quite simple. Yeah, I'm not sure how to go about that. So I might say as a benefited trade deal, you can get a bonus to one of your industries, so it gains the accurate trait. To me, that seems like a reasonable thing. So it's not so much that you make more, just you get more profit from what you make. So it seems reasonable still. Technically, it would be +1 SL if successful, so it would be precise. If you have an active trade deal, it gains the precise trait. There you go, nice and simple. And if you don't have anyone to sell it to, you know, stuff, you maybe blah and stuff. I don't know. But I think that'll do for now. I'll probably be streaming again later, guys and girls, but I'm going to go back and do a coat of paint on my downstairs kitchen furniture, because I'm currently painting all of my cabinets and it's time for another coat. So I'm going to do that, then I'm going to grab some food, and then I'll probably be back on later to do a little bit more. And with what I'll do later, I'm satisfied with the endeavour table now, so I think we'll leave that. And start just finishing up some of these little places. I might do Sturwich as a little barony. Although it's quite far afield, I'm assuming that the guys will stay local for now. We'll see. But hopefully you've found it enjoyable. Hopefully you've found it useful. And yeah, we'll speak again soon. And I will be streaming on Friday in place of the actual session as well. So toodle bib.